As we continue Moments That Matter this Black History Month, tonight we are revisiting the story of Louisville architect Samuel Plato. He is the architect from our town responsible for designing buildings around the community that are very recognizable. When we first reported on Plato, his descendants were a mystery, but not anymore. Charlene Shanklin and editor Todd Prinz introduce us to Plato's family.
Dr. Michael Brazeley says his grandparents met at Simmons College.
Samuel Plato is my great uncle.
This was during the time Samuel Plato and his nephew were building dorms at the college.
They got married, had my father one child, and as far as we know, we're the only living relatives of Plato now.
Dr. Brazeley is one of 7 siblings. All of them live in Louisville with their families. The history of his great-great-uncle is evident around the city, but the adversity he faced was passed down through the family.
They in turn had a open house for him for the post office in Alabama, and no one had actually met him. They in turn knew the name Samuel Plato, but of course they in turn thought that Samuel Plato was a white architect. So when he showed up in person as a black man, a black contractor, they kind of soured the mood, and it didn't go over very well.
Even with that negative response, Plato forged ahead and made the racism his reason to excel. He built about 40 post offices across the country, as well as some of the homes and businesses in Kentuckiana. He worked at a time when a black man couldn't sit at a table side by side with a white man. So in order to show his sketches, he sat across the table.
So he had to learn to draw upside down so that the client could read it. So that's some of the issues that black architects had to go to from the beginning to now.
Dr. Brazeley says Plato's work speaks for itself.
I became an architect also, and one of the buildings that my great uncle designed was the Catholic church at 13th and Broadway, and I in turn had my own architecture firm, and I also got the privilege to go back behind him and renovate the building.
So nearly 70 years after Samuel Plato's death, his legacy continues.
I in turn designed and supervised the building of the new of the Quinn Chapel AME Church there on Muhammad Ali. The very first sanctuary that St. Stephen's did, the 1,500 square foot sanctuary they did about 20 years ago.
The branches of Samuel Plato's family tree continues to blossom, with the guarantee his work is never forgotten.
We're just really happy now that he's getting the recognition that he deserves.
For Moments That Matter, I'm Charlene Shanklin with WHS 11 News on your side.